If you want to see how I created this understated, neutral, lifted eye look styled by Hindash's methods and techniques, keep on a-watching. Hi guys, welcome to Boomx Beauty Beat. My name is Laura. We do a lot of different types of things on this channel, anything from beauty, lifestyle, and self-help. And I love to do recreations of makeup artist techniques. Today we're doing Hindash, and I've pulled out a lot of the products that he loves. I also ordered his palette. For those of you who watched my last video, I was debating. And I also ordered a ton of other stuff that he did on looks that he did. It's one problem with getting hooked on an artist is you want to buy everything they're using. But anyway, it's going to be fun. Stay tuned. We're doing a full face. Okay, Hindash, you gorgeous man, you make me beautiful. Yes, we're doing Hindash today. I hope you guys have your detail brushes ready. I pretty much have his methods memorized. But yeah, I kind of like prepared myself because he's like the lift and detail king, and if you don't have the right stuff, it probably won't look the same. I don't even know if I have the right stuff, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I'm going to be following some general principles of Hindash. I'm not going to like have the video ready and open because I've kind of memorized it. I've watched like a million videos now. Not a million, but a lot, and so I kind of got his strategy down. But guess what? I ordered the palette. It's coming, you guys. I tell you, this guy's cost me at least a couple $100 this week because he keeps using products that look gorgeous, and I just end up ordering them. I need to stop. Anyway, they'll be coming. There are already, I got a notification that the palette shipped, and yeah, so some of his other stuff that he likes I've got coming as well. So this is probably going to be spread out over 2 or 3 different looks depending on when everything gets here. Ooh, let's get started. If you guys have watched Hindash's videos, you know that he preps the love out of the skin. So I'm gonna do the same. I don't often do a lot of prepping of the skin with you guys watching. So, but I'm gonna use a few, different products than him, but similar idea. So I'm using my Cliniqu Moisture Surge 96-hour Hydro Filler under my eyes. This stuff is unbelievable magic, you guys. Oh my god. I mean, God, I'm already halfway through that thing. So this is a hydration under the eyes. It's not emollient. It's just really like a gel, and it's gorgeous. Then I'm going to put on a little bit of my IT Cosmetics Confidence in an Eye Cream. And it is very emollient, and put that kind of around the eyes. It'll make it a bit tackier and a little easier to work with. And we need that, don't we? Alrighta. Then we'll take our Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream. I've already moisturized, but he, what he does with his hands, he puts it all over. He usually dots it all over. And then he just goes in there and really massages the skin and gets it looking kind of alive, plumps it out. And I'm sure I'm not using his touch, but we're taking good care anyway. And then I'm trying to use as many products in the meantime that I've seen him use as I possibly can that I have. So then we're going to move towards the Tatcha Silk Canvas primer. I've got all these little ones because I'm trying them out to see how I like them. Prime the skin with that, and hopefully that will work. Some of the things that he does are different than what I do, but I will need to use a color corrector under my eyes. Otherwise it won't conceal properly. So we'll start with that so that I make sure that, you know, my dark under eyes don't ruin the look. All right, if it's Hindash, he doesn't really like for, especially if I have mature skin, for it to be like a heavy foundation coverage. I'm going to attempt to use the Makeup Forever sticks. I've got this one in Y505 and Y225. They're a lighter and a darker tone than my skin color, but what I'm going to do is take it up on my brush, mostly the light with a touch of the dark because it should be more my color, and bring it up onto the brush and see if I can get some delicate coverage out of that. And I can go with just the lighter and just the darker to basically to highlight and contour as well. So, you know, mixing the two together for the all over coverage, and then just solid light and dark to highlight and contour. So I will just attempt that. So I'm just pushing it into the brush on my hand and just trying to spot cover where it needs to be. I'm putting a little bit under my eyes. He doesn't really go up and under there too much, but you know, I've got a special circumstance with my under eyes. And he's very light layer, no hurry kind of builder. So I'm going to do bits of skips ahead on the blending, lots of little layers. So I've got just a light layer of that little mixture all over. Now I'm going to take the Y505 onto a contour brush and just go in and do a little spot contouring and building up just a touch more product in areas that I want to kind of shadow a little bit. And again, he's very deliberate and delicate. Being an artist, it's like you're his masterpiece, and he takes his time and just really finesses. So you have to have more patience than the average bear to be into the Hindash looks, for sure. He touches the tip of the nose here, and then he does kind of like a little thing like that. Okay, then I'm going to just do a little bit of coverage with, I'll take another brush with the lighter color, the Y225, and, you know, touch in the highlight areas that he likes to bring out. So the upper cheekbone area, he does just a little bit of highlighting. He's not real heavy with it. Then what he likes to do is go in with the concealer. I'm going to take, he likes Hourglass. He's used Hourglass. I've got the color Cedar here. I'm probably going to be doing 2 different concealer colors, which he likes to do. So basically what he does here is he puts dot, 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 and then dot. And then we'll start with that and see. He takes little nicks everywhere that he thinks it needs light, and does it like that, and then goes in, usually actually with a brush, and takes the brush and just sort of finesses it into the skin. I've never really used a fluffy concealer brush under my eyes before, so this is kind of neat, kind of working with something different, and it isn't working too bad actually. But he just takes his time and fiddles with it, plays with it until he kind of likes how that blends out. He does not go in with gobs. He just goes in with enough to do the job. That's it. He then often goes back in with an even lighter concealer. I don't have a lighter Hourglass. I'll just use my Jouer. And he highlights areas that he thinks still need it. So goes back and lightens up a little more. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing He is so delicate with his powder as well. So what I'm going to do is just make sure there's no creasing. He uses Laura Mercier a lot, so I'm going to take the Laura Mercier translucent powder and on a fluffy brush like he does, and just I tapped it into the brush and I'm just gently sealing up what I've done here. I don't feel as covered and confident as I normally feel when I do my makeup. Might just touch the crease area. See, he does so much work on the eyes where he likes it to be a bit dewy. He doesn't like it to be dry with powder, so it's kind of a delicate balance. He does use a sponge, you guys. I should, you know, not feel that bad about pressing this all in with a sponge. So I'm going to go ahead and use my sponge a little tiny bit. When Hindash does his eyebrow, basically what he does is he brushes it out, and then he really starts on the outer half of the brow, and he has a lot of, you know, models from Dubai, and so their brows are pretty thick and full, so he only fills in and does what is really necessary. He doesn't overdo the brows, but he likes them to be kind of nice and shaped and full. So I am doing the same kind of way that maybe he would. I'm trying to resist the urge to do it my style. And so then what he does is he takes it and he fills it up to close to here. He doesn't touch this yet. He might do like a stroke or two, but he likes it to kind of ombre in. And then what he does is takes a brush, an eyebrow brush, and he takes eyebrow powder. So you'll take a little brush like this. I've got the MAC 9 pan that I think it's the same pan that he uses, and I'm just going to take up a little bit of the brown powder, and then what he does is he really just, ooh, does he put it this way? He strokes in the beginning strokes of the brow with a bit of powder, not with the pencil, to give a more natural look, and then he kind of tosses in a little bit of that throughout. And then following that, he takes some brow gel, usually. I think he'll be happy with the Benefit Clear Brow Gel, and just gives them a nice comb through. This is just a clear Benefit brow gel, and make sure nothing looks too makeup-y. It's sort of filled out but natural. Okay, the brows are on. This is where the Hindash magic, I think, really begins, is in his ability to manipulate the eyes in a way that's just kind of special. So first he takes the MAC Painterly Paint Pot, oftentimes in soft ochre, so I have that, and he puts that all over the eyelid as a base. So we'll go ahead and copy his methods, and you can see how kind of the soft ochre makes it like a skin color. Well, if you're Caucasian, it's skin color, and clarifies the eye. This is where you guys are going to have to take a little bit of patience time, because he does not rush this process. This is where he does what I think, you know, is pencil shading in a way. I'm actually taking a lip liner. It's a brown, like a medium colored lip liner, because the Colourpops are gel liners. He most often uses, his favorite is the Nars Mambo liner, and I almost bought it, but it has such low ratings. I was like, oh. So I'm just going to try doing this, and basically what he does here is, I'm going to have to be quiet for a sec to get this, is he maps in this delicate line. This is where his artistry comes in. And he most often starts with a brown base, and then he takes a detail brush and really perfects that in. And it's this really perfect line that is the basis of his magic. So that's the Hindash magic right there. Now, because I have hooded eyes, I'm going to have to maneuver this more and more. So by looking up, and then taking your brush and perfecting, I'm building slow. Still not there. It's really time consuming, but beautiful. Now what he does is he makes a faux crease, and I'm going to go in with this brown again. And what this gel liner does is it creates a really good base for the eyeshadow to stick to. But you guys can see all my folds here, so I'm having to keep my eyes open. Specialty is creating that perfect V, and in order to do that, like I said, you have to have like the patience of a god. And take lots of little brushes. I'll take this little one from Colourpop and just blend it out a little bit. And he might repeat this process 2 or 3 times, so you might go back in and repeat the line. Now taking your neutrals, we'll take this neutral palette here. I'm going to go in there with a neutral, the neutral color in the middle. It's just like a kind of a ruddy taupe color. And really lightly with a smaller brush. So taking my Sigma E36 blending brush, I'm going into that middle transition color, and I'm just going to softly go into those shades and build just a little bit of depth with the powder. You see, it's so subtle what he does and gentle that, you know, most people don't have the patience for this kind of detail work. It really is. He normally takes like a flat brush or something, and he uses like a light color, like this bone color up top here. And he likes to put that on the lid for building clarity. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then he does really careful, takes his time and does some nice depth building in the crease area, but does it very, very strategically and gently. So I'm just going to take a little bit of a medium fluffy brush, slowly build. And I think why women love this is it gives such a subtle lift to the eye, and it's so wearable, the looks that he normally does. He does some stronger looks too, and we're probably going to do a stronger look, but he just goes back and back and back and makes sure that everything is very, very flawless. In order to sharpen this edge, I'm going to go back in with my Jouer concealer and just touch up the edges just a little bit. I'll take it on a pencil brush and just it's just so most certainly the painter's hand. It's unbelievable. Okay, so then he's going to take a little bit of that eyeliner that I had, well, lip liner, and he's going to put a little bit around the eyes. And then he'll go back and carefully smudge that out. He oftentimes will put the Makeup Forever in the waterline on the bottom, but a darker color on the top waterline, and so we'll do that. He'll often fox the eye just a little bit, so I'm going to take my just an Urban Decay liner, and he puts it right in the corner, and then takes a smudgy brush and just blends that a little bit. He might take a little bit of this darker color right in the lash line just to add a little bit of depth. All right, I'm gonna go complete the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, for lashes, I'm just putting on a few clusters. So I've got these little short and medium clusters, and as well as some individuals. And basically what I'm doing is graduating them, making them a little bit longer on the outside and then bringing them inwards. But for mascara, if you ever watch him do mascara, he does mascara pretty normally on the top lash, but he normally uses a fan brush on the bottom. I don't have that fan brush, so I just tried to make it, he's just really conscious about it looking clumpy, so I tried to make sure I didn't make the bottom look too clumpy. So I just take this on my lash glue here. I touch the lashes on there and I just give it a second to get tacky, and then whoops, start with the outer corner and I put a couple on the edge, maybe 3. And then to kind of finesse the inner part, I just take these individuals and sort of, when I used to do photo shoots, I used to do these most of the time. They're just so natural looking, and you don't feel fake in them. You feel pretty much like yourself. Can you guys see what that did? Sort of gave a nice little sparkle. The Hindash eye. Okay, we're gonna go on to cheeks now. Hindash really loves Nudstix. He uses the creamy cheek balm, but I've got the Nudstix pencil here. They both work. And I'm just gonna rub my brush into this color. It is called, let me get you the name, JMama. It's a gel color. And I'm just tapping that into the brush and then tapping it onto my hand so I can take a look at it. This is kind of a balmy looking blush, and lightly sort of stippling that on. And what he likes to do is he likes to do a cream blush down first, and then he likes to put powder on top of that. And he oftentimes puts a touch of blush like on the forehead where the sun hits the face. One of the blushes I see him use, you know, fairly often is the Nars Orgasm. So we'll get that one. So I've got the little Nars in Orgasm, the color, and I hate saying that word. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to take a blush brush, and this is a nice soft one from Sigma, the soft blend. And just, you know, give the face an all over blush. He does just a nice warm glow. Nothing is too extreme. This little blush duo has a bronzer in it as well. I might just take a little bit of that bronzer and touch around the face as well. That's a nice soft coverage. I'll just dip this brush into the bronzer and give it just a little bit more color around the perimeter. He's very sculpty, and it's really, you know, he looks at you like you're a piece of art, and it's like, woo. Then he does something really interesting that I ordered it because it's one of those things where he convinced me. He takes the Fenty eyebrow pencil in kind of a reddy brown color, and he uses that around the lips and he fills it out. And so I'm going to do that, but with the same color that we used on the eyes. This is in the Colourpop color CTRL. He takes it and he just puts a little bit of pencil lightly, and then he blends that out carefully. Kind of a sneaky way to fill out the lips. And then he takes another pencil. It might be like a softer tone, like almost like a spice. So I'm going to take this color, Soar from MAC, and just sort of fill it in a little bit. Again, nothing happens with him without going back and like blending all of his work constantly. He so uses a lot of like just real nude fleshy colors. So I'm going to take this color from Colourpop it's called Wrong Number, and put that on the lips for a nice flush of color. His lips don't look overly intimidating. They're quite, you know, they're colorful, but they're not too strong. And then he likes the Fenty lip balm, so I'm going to take the Fenty lip balm in color Fussy and take that up on my brush and add a little bit of that on top. Let me go do something with my hair and then we'll come back and do a wrap up. But yeah, it's kind of it's looking a little Hindashy to me. Okay guys, here's the final look. I just tried to keep it, you know, kind of clean and understated hair, nothing too crazy. I just find, what do you guys think of this look? I just find his style, it's just so elegant. He focuses on the outer V and the lift. His detailed line work, especially when it comes to just here on the eye, is so beautiful. His voice and his way of moving is so soothing. I just, even watching him do like a finalizing brush stroke, he takes it and he just sort of lifts it away, just like lifting your problems away. Oh boy, would it be fun to have him do your makeup. Anyway, this is just the beginning. We're going to do a little bit more with Hindash. I just wanted to do a really simple, clean, neutral look to start with so that you can get an idea of his methods and his style, and I hope you guys like this look. I don't think there's anywhere that you would feel uncomfortable going out in this makeup. I think it's very wearable. I definitely love his, you know, sort of less is more approach to most things. He does like to funk up the makeup as well, but he definitely comes with this as a base and then builds upon it and does little switches and changes and, you know, beautifications. And I think he just makes his model feel beautiful, and that's a big part of it too. I really had fun learning a bit more about how he does his style, and it made me grow. And I hope you guys, you know, give it a try. I'll post what I used in the description box below. And as I said before, I tried to use as many of the products that he loves as I had in my own supplies. And yeah, stay tuned for more from Hindash coming soon. Bye for now, guys.